so I want to give everybody some backstory. We're now, this is the Mining Now Wrap and Tap, brought to you by Cranky Old Men Drinking Beer and the Grand Dames Sipping Suds. But we don't have, this is a reshoot because Rory messed it up so badly that we had to fire him, bring me back. He thought he could do it without me.
Yeah.
That's what he thought.
Poor Rory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, under the bus.
Now, eventually it's going to come out that everything that happened on the first taping was my idea, but for now, we're getting out ahead of it. So, so bye, Rory. Welcome back, Jerrod Downey. We've got Angela Hamlin. We've got Candace McGibbon, who is the new president.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having
CIM.
us.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And, of course, you are the CEO, the Grand Dame herself.
Grand
the
Dame.
CEO of CIM.
CEO of CIM.
Grand Dam.
Grand Dame. Gowdy, you told me to say it, Grand Dame. That is not my fault. And then, Roy, what have you been up to the last couple of years?
I'm retired.
They let you be president for a while.
I'm retired. Well, I'm tired. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm still tired, so I'm retired.
Okay, we got to go. This is not the last day of CIM. There's one more day, right?
One more day. It's the last day of the trade show.
Of the trade show. What happens tomorrow?
Tomorrow, technical sessions all day long.
Well, and then
the closing ceremony.
The closing
ceremony.
ceremony at around 4 o'clock tomorrow to wrap up a terrific show.
What are some highlights from this event? We got the gala tonight. There was the awards banquet last night.
The awards gala by Caterpillar and its Canadian dealers last night. Full house, terrific show put on, and again, that's where we celebrate our finest in the industry. It was a terrific evening, and of course, all week, the main stage panels have been really terrific. One thing we tried to do this year, I think you'll see maybe some of the not usual suspects on our panels trying to, again, go outside the mining space and look at the downstream producers, et
But
cetera.
let's not leave the gala just yet.
Okay. Oh no. Let's leave the gala.
Oh,
now.
by the way, we do. What happened at the gala?
No,
It was perfect. It
no,
was
I just
wonderful. Yes.
who won the Indigenous Partnership Award? I'm just
The
interested.
Cementation Inc.
What happened at the gala? I missed it because I was getting distracted by a producer. What happened at the gala?
Nothing. It was a perfect gala.
No, it was.
I don't know what you're
it
talking
was
about.
stellar.
Roy. It was stellar.
From my perspective, the gala was
Yes.
a resounding success. We highlighted the successes of those in the mining industry, and it was a lovely evening full of talent and spectacle, and it was over by 10.
And I actually wanted to ask you, Candace, because I asked this to Roy because Roy, you stopped by our booth. Actually, I think you were one of the first people from CIM to stop by our booth. This is this is like 7 years ago. Back when we had a little space, we were just doing a little show there, and that's where I sort of first learned how the president works. And now can you kind of walk us through that process? Because not everybody knows how.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, when they ask you to be president, they do not tell you that it's a 4-year commitment. So you start as incoming president-elect, and then you go to president-elect, and then you go to president, and then you go to past president. So that first year, it's a mouthful of a title. However, that provides for the continuity and the strategy to be aligned, and really means that when you step into the role, Angela and myself have worked together, and we're aligned on the strategy and what needs, where we want to go.
Yeah, and what is sort of the role of the president over that year?
That's a good question.
Well, I think out in the broader world, a president is a chair of a board. So we have a council, CIM Council, which is like a board of directors,
Yep.
and the president would be the chair, which is confusing for some because CEO, president, sometimes confusion in terms of what the different roles are. But
That's right.
basically that person chairs our board, which is representative in our case of our technical societies and our branches and districts.
And as a CEO, you're really running all the operations.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm the staff lead of a team of now 40 at the central office.
And by the way, I'd like to say
Yeah.
publicly, I apologize for every time I send you an email. I'm like, I am one of how many people sending an email, and I always feel
That's
so bad.
okay. I love to get emails
You're
from
so
you.
busy.
No, that's okay.
You shouldn't be worried because yours go to spam.
Oh no, I never get answered. I just
Yeah.
feel bad. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, that's my resolution for this year is when people say you're so busy, I think, no, I'm not busy.
Yeah. Well, you had it well then.
Occupied.
What's coming up? What's coming up for CIM in the coming year? We're going to release this hopefully today, but maybe by tomorrow this will be out, so people will be watching it. What can they look forward to in the upcoming events?
So again, this is definitely our big main event of the year.
I'm getting a little bit thirsty, Jerrod.
Sorry,
I'm sorry,
everyone.
Angela.
Yeah.
That's that you can pour while I'm
Shall I pour
catching
yours
up.
as well?
Sure, that'd be great.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you. So
I always like to watch Jerrod's pour. The
really,
Steady.
pressure's on.
Look at me go now.
Okay, we need to pay attention to Angela.
That's okay.
now.
That's okay. Pour away. So just around the corner, we have the Canadian Material Science Conference. That's coming up at the University of Waterloo, focused on our students. Mine's the Environment, which is happening in Rouyn-Noranda in June, an environmental conference. Our big Conference of Metallurgists, that's put on the Metallurgical Society of CIM, coming up in Montreal also in July. And we have a new conference that is also being put on by the Metallurgical Society along with our CMP region, Uplift, which is looking at uranium, lithium, and potash in Saskatoon in September. That wasn't enough. We've got our MEMO, which are Maintenance, Engineering, Reliability, in October in Calgary, and the Capital Project Symposium in November in Montreal. And actually, Roy was one of the founders of that conference how many years ago?
Yeah, it was during COVID.
Right.
So we
Our
started
first one was-
organizing 2019, and we did it virtually.
That's
Had
right.
to do it virtually. First time CIM's done a virtual conference of that nature. And
That's right.
It was a great
It
success.
was quite successful. Yeah, it was the same year that you and I hosted
Right on the stage.
on the stage for
And-
this conference as the first virtual
That was
one.
my first time reading off a teleprompter.
Oh, really?
You have no
Okay.
idea how
It was-
I was in the hotel room the night before reading my lines over and over, and it actually went out pretty good.
It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. So a lot happening. Just and that's
And
I'm thirsty now after
Yes.
having said all
Yeah,
that.
Roy,
cheers.
tell- yeah,
cheers.
cheers.
Cheers,
Yeah.
Val.
Cheers.
Right.
Roy, what are we drinking? Do you know?
Well,
Do you know this beer?
I do know this beer. I have tried it before. I'll just explain. It's a West Coast IPA by Archibald Brewer. And Archibald is from Quebec City. Not Montreal, but just outside of Quebec City, which, Angela, as you know, is a very unique city. If anyone gets a chance to go there, it is quite an interesting, quite a great place to visit. And this is a West Coast IPA, a little bit stronger than the last one we tasted. And I have to clarify, I ask you, Angela, for the translation. So what's the translation of Belle Mer?
Beautiful sea.
Beautiful sea, but if you add an E at the end of Mer,
It would be mother-in-law.
it's
Belle-mère.
mother-in-law. So
Belle-mère.
not only pronunciation, but spelling is very important
Very important.
in beer drinking. And
She does not look like a mother-in-law.
Yeah.
doesn't look like mine, that's for sure. Yeah, I know. My mother-in-law is not going to watch this show.
We will reshoot this. Are you guys free tomorrow, maybe?
No.
Take
No.
3.
No. Whatever happens now. Okay, let's go into. We got to talk about the partners because you've got just industry support. I mean, some of that industry support is sitting behind us. In the other studio, we have Glencore, we have Savino, but then you have Rio Tinto, DRA. Like it goes on and
You
on.
just did a Rio Tinto show, didn't you?
We just did the then fantastic episode,
Yeah.
by the way.
It wouldn't happen, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing wouldn't happen without that support, both financially and also in the technical program, bringing in the program as well. So we have over 60 sponsors and over 600 exhibiting companies right here on the
800,
floor.
yeah.
800, yeah.
It's huge.
7,000 people.
Yep.
And Angela, you mentioned the financial support, but those groups that are supporting also become engaged, if you know what I mean. They don't just send money, they send people, they get involved in the different societies, the different conferences, and so their support financially, but their engagement too is just so important.
It's key. So especially this year, we made a concerted effort to reach out to our corporate members and partners and really encourage them to present papers. Because again, this is what the delegates want to hear. So again, that they bring the content, they help shape the conversation for the 3 days.
I actually want all three of your answers on this because they're going to be different perspectives.
I'll do mine last.
I was actually going to go to you first because you go way back, Roy.
The ageism on this show is
Cranky old men drinking beer. He put it in the name. I feel like it opens the door a little bit.
yeah. And why are we cranky?
Because you got
Go ahead. Go ask your question.
Where's the role of CIM in the mining world? Because it is such a, I mean, it's been over
127.
127
Yeah.
years.
Yes.
Wow. So where
So that's actually a relevant question.
Thank you. Yeah.
But
I get a beer in me and I start making
Yeah.
sense.
so CIM is a technical society. So if you look at the Mining Association of Canada, they deal with government and lobbying, and they pull together mining companies. The CIM is all about knowledge sharing. It's about networking, but it is a technical society. So that's why you see at this conference, for example, what is it, Angela? 240, I'm not sure how many papers are being
280 papers.
280
Presented
technical
at the-
presentations
Yes. Wow.
at this, and that's
That's
knowledge
excluding the
sharing.
panels and
Yeah.
all the other things.
And you know what mining now is?
Yeah, I've been on it.
No, you're familiar with it. It's knowledge sharing, and that's why CIM got involved with Crownsman. Is it was another avenue to share knowledge. So whenever I think of CIM, and it's a national group. In Canada, a lot of the legislation is provincial, and the mining industry is broken up a bit by that. But CIM is not only a national group, so you got me on a roll here, but
Yeah, let's go.
has partnerships with SME in the States, AUSM in Australia, SAIM in South Africa, and IOM3 in the UK, a number of other groups. So there's a Global Mining Professionals Alliance too, and this is all about knowledge sharing.
And for CIM as well, we span the entire mining life cycle as well, which
Right.
differentiates us from from that mineral resource reserve definition right through to environmental reclamation and everything in between. And most recently, innovation technology as well, which is one of our newest technical societies. So
Yeah. And and that is why mining now was such a good fit, because we're the same. We want to cover. I mean, we'll have a junior miner, and then we'll have someone who's a pump manufacturer in the production side of it, right? And underground, and we're covering everything.
That's right.
Which I think is important because it is so tied together, and you need the different segments as well. That's an important part. But there should be hubs where people can just go and learn mining.
So we have management and economic society as well for that portion of the business as well. So it's a mining cycle plus all the different elements of it.
Yeah, and we've had, even on our show, we've had people that have given the presentations and then just used that as the outline for coming on and doing our show.
Oh, that's
yeah,
fun.
so it's lots of fun.
Yeah.
Candace, how about you? And I'm sure you've learned a lot just in this, I guess you're in your third year cycle
Starting
for the
my
presidency.
third year, yes. So I do have a bit of a different take because my trade was an accountant, and of course then I went into many different facets of mining. I've always been in mining, but most recently as the CEO of a junior development company. And my interest in CIM is the trusted voices, which Angela and Roy were talking of, because the technical people, but using those voices to really address the issues that the mining industry as a whole, a much broader lens, is facing. And so the collaboration between us all, right? Really harnessing the members that we have, those that are on the rock face, those that are understanding what the innovation is in the Innovation Society, for instance, in Technology Society, and then those from a corporate member who are facing partnerships, regulatory issues, all of those issues. If we can identify them, we have a repository of over 6,500 members of the trusted experts, those that literally write regulations and standards of leading practices in the world. And so that's my hope for the world is that Canada will continue to stay that the go-to place for technical knowledge in the world. And so we're working to that end as part of our strategic plan.
And it's interesting because we've used that trusted voice, and part of our new strategic plan actually is the amplification of the voice. So sometimes you were talking about advocacy versus what CM does. Doesn't mean that we can't amplify the message, right? And that is key to the work that we have to do.
So do you know what Crownsman's byline is?
Uh-oh.
They are
No?
the voice of industry. They're still working on the
Oh.
trusted part, but they are the voice of industry, so it is a pretty good match.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jerrod.
I was worried there because I was like, where are you going with this?
It's all good.
No, that's our actual slogan. I did want to ask, because we've had a lot of interviews lately, and the mining industry really is trying, actually Rio Tinto, when they came on, they were talking about trying to attract more women into the industry, especially on the engineering side. That it hasn't, they were showing that some of the numbers really haven't changed that much. There's been a little bit of a shift, but it's like a percentage. It's not, what they're hoping it would be. Young people, we got in, we started our little show, and someone like Roy kind of essentially took us under his wing for a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe regret that. I'm sorry, but but you getting young people in. Where do you see CIM's role in that? Because those are two very important for the people coming into the industry, yes, but also for the industry being sustainable,
Right.
being able to grow. In Canada especially, we don't have a population, we don't have an exploding population, so you
Yes.
need to attract people.
Well, I'll let Candace speak to. We actually just came from a women
We
in
did.
mining panel in a room that was packed, very warm.
Yep, it's hard.
And I think you were
It's
talking
one
about
of
the
those
statistics.
Yeah, it's one of those
yes.
the age-old problems. We haven't moved the needle, and we're trying to figure out how. When you literally break it down, families nowadays usually have two parents who are working, and being in the mining business means that sometimes there's not as much flexibility from a parental perspective.
Yeah.
And so historically, especially COVID showed this, that the women in a family unit usually take the brunt of that and either have to exit the workforce or change jobs. And so there are
Right.
other systemic issues which we need to face. However. I'm going to the call to action, and the amazing part, the twinkle in my eye, is mining is now part of the energy transition. We're going to save the world, the planet, right? So
Right.
young people will do things differently. That generation is thought-provoking, and they're challenging, and they're going to be present, and they're going to help solve things. And so if we can get our act together and actually demonstrate the technology and that we're part of the solution, and we're actually the solution to the energy transition, then we're going to attract more people in general, and we cannot ignore 50% of our 50% of our population. And so hopefully that narrative will help us rework
And then
how we work together.
tying them together. I know, Roy, I don't know how many people you mentor right now through our mentorship program. I think,
Including Jerrod?
including Jerrod.
Hasn't stuck at all. It's amazing. He has tried. 4 years he's trying.
So again, I think, having one of the messages that came out in the panel and other things, is that mentorship and allyship. So that goes to youth, to gender, etc. It's really up to all of us to make sure that we either reach out, and I encourage young people also to reach out and find a mentor as well. I think mentorship is a big part of what we need to do, I think, on both sides, and again also with getting more gender diversity in the industry as well. I give the statistics. I joined CM 18 years ago, and women represented 18% of the industry. 18 years later, we represent 18% of the industry.
But I'll tell you a couple good news stories. Is in the industry I'm in, it's very male populated. Julie taught me that. It's not male dominated, male populated. Anyway,
we're not running for election here.
I like that.
no, we
like
aren't,
that.
based on past records. But there's two organizations I've been involved in which have been very diverse. And I'm on the board of Torex, okay?
Yes.
Jody Kazenko,
Great news story.
50% of the board are female, and about, I think, 42% of the management, okay? That's one organization. The most diverse organization is Angela's, CIM. And when you go to a council meeting, there's a mix, and that's where you learn how important diversity is. The diversity of ideas, the input you get from all those different people, that if you had old white males in 30 of those positions, you would have one old white male idea, right? So kudos to CIM. and purposefully or not, you know, I don't know if there is a grand dam plan.
There's a grand dam plan. For sure, there's more intentionality
Yeah.
around it, which is something, you know, again, we've been
But
putting out to the
very diverse
organization
organization, and I believe very forward-thinking because of it.
Candace, I wanted to kind of circle back something. Correct me if I actually did misunderstand, but I think you kind of touched on something, though, that I think is important, is it has to be done, it can't be this sort of, we need to hire diversity, and that's just our message. Because, I mean, I know a lot of professional women who excellence is their standard. That's what attracts them to an organization.
Purpose.
Yeah, and there is an element of, because we're probably almost half, but some of the women that work for us, they have families, and they do have, you know, their husbands are on long shifts and things like that. So they have to have certain flexibility. So there is you have to make some adjustments there. But to actually keep people that work at a high level, the industry has to be excellent. There has to be a future, like you said, changing the world.
Yeah.
I do
Purpose.
think, yes, I think that attracts
It
a
does.
more diverse, because in every group, there's people that believe in doing something great.
Yeah.
And I think that has to be, rather than we're looking to try to hire women, that I understand the goal, but we're looking to inspire people, that will attract people.
Absolutely.
People want to be part of it.
Yeah, and from a corporate culture, it's 101, right? It starts with the tone from the board, from the leadership, and from and from the rock face in the mining world or the sustainability place, the sustainability space. And if you can create that culture,
Yes.
then the best way to recruit is through someone who works for the organization.
Yes, I was just going to say that. People telling people.
And that flexibility works both
Yeah.
ways. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's for men and women and all people as well. I mean, we look at, there's been a lot more focus, I know, through the Health and Safety Society that you've been really involved in mental health in mining. And that balance, everyone is looking for balance, I think, especially people coming into the industry. So, you know, finding new ways and finding that for all people, I think is important.
I want to mention the way Jody plays it. She's CEO of Torax, and it's not about quotas. It's not about hiring women. We're looking for leaders.
Yeah, and I've spoken to
That's
Jody.
what we're looking
It's
for.
Excellence is her standard.
And we're looking for potential, and we're looking for potential that can become leaders. And to
the
your
skill
point,
sets
Candace,
are changing. The skill set of what defines excellence and
Yeah.
decision making, those things
the
are
empathy
changing
and,
over time.
and the
Absolutely.
skills anyway, I won't get into that.
And I hate to be the professional here, but I know there's also limited time for both of you as well. So I did want to just give a quick touch about the membership. The different type of membership, what people can expect, advantages, things like that. I just wanted to kind of cover that before we wrap up.
So CIM has close to 10,000 members.
Wow.
So there can be the national membership through, and through that you can choose a technical society, of which we have about 11. We have 11 technical societies. And then you can be a branch member as well. You can be both. So we have over 30 branches across Canada. So that allows you to get more engaged on the local level and be involved in a lot of networking. And they also have events and technical talks, etc.
And those branches are passionate.
And they are very passionate. That's definitely the lifeblood, and I call the society's kind of the secret sauce.
Yes.
And then also on the corporate level, we have over, I think, 180 now corporate members and partners at various levels as well. Again, not only supporting financially, but bringing the content and their people to the industry. And again, we've seen, especially over the last couple of years, a lot of growth in that area as well. As we start to tell our story as well, I think, post-COVID, we realized that we had a good story to tell, to let people understand after 127 years. Like your first question was, what is CIM? And let folks know the great things.
Well, I do think it's an important question, because I do remember when I first showed up to the event, I was just working for a company. I was supposed to promote them, so there's a mining event, and I went. And it did take me a couple of years to understand what the organization actually was. And so I do think it's important for young people to keep them educated so they understand where they actually
Yeah.
are, and for new people coming into the industry.
Yeah, I think we have a great story to tell. It's only
Yes.
getting better.
And a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
stories to tell.
Yes, a lot of stories to tell.
Okay, okay, we got to wrap up with, we do have to rate the beer.
All right.
So what did we, Candace, let's start with you. What did you think?
Oh, see, this is not my. I don't like IPAs. I'm drinking it, obviously. There is still a lot in the can, just for the record. So I'm gonna rate it a 10
Grinding it out.
An IPA is my
out of 20.
Is
Out of
my
20.
thing.
Out of 20.
Well, that's what Rory said, or you said. What's the rating scale?
20.
Okay, 10.
We don't
We
discuss
can do
Rory
it at a
anymore.
10
Rory's
if you
gone.
want.
Rory
we literally sent
don't
Rory.
talk
We put him
about
on a
Rory.
plane
Oh, no.
Yeah.
to Houston.
He's struggled. He's struggled
Yeah,
with
no.
the
Yeah.
numbers.
No, we sent him to Texas. We're good.
I'm going a solid 17. It's smooth. IPA is my jam.
Okay.
And
Oh, right.
very
Wow.
smooth, very velvety.
Wow. Okay. I don't. You know that I don't like IPAs, but
remember that.
you've kind of gotten me into them a little bit, just a little bit. So I would say I would be like barely a 16.
Okay.
Barely
That's
got
pretty
there.
good.
Yeah.
And for me, it's because I like all kinds of beer. Some more than others, but I would give this a 16. It's balanced. It has an IBU of 65, which is the bitterness rating, but there's some bitter in it, but it's not over the top, and there's some nice fruit. It's nice sequence, nice balance. I enjoyed it.
I feel you just need to drink more IPAs because I would have given it the exact same rating this time last year, but.
I remember last time.
Yeah,
last
I
year.
hate
You
them.
were- you
I hate
were-
them.
'cause
But Roy
I think
keeps feeding them to
IPA
me.
was my choice, so yeah.
Well, that's why.
I need to learn more about this 65 rating.
Yeah. The bitterness got to you?
Yes, it is the
Yeah.
bitterness. Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming back and doing
Thank
the
you.
reshow.
Thank
I
you.
genuinely do appreciate it. Thank you, Roy, for playing along.
Playing along?
Well, with our whole thing.
Participate?
Well, I don't know.
Whatever you want to call it.
I'm sorry. We can reshoot this part too. I don't know.
I can play along some other shows,
I don't
too.
know. I don't know what to do anymore.
No.
Just for the record, the re-shirt had the re-shirt or the reshoot.
Re-shirt. Yeah, I
Wow.
put on a-
Really?
What was the
What is that,
alcohol
65?
content on it?
I put on a different shirt today, too.
The reshoot had nothing to do with Angela and I, right?
It had nothing to do with that.
we-
Or
Everything.
Angela
Well,
and
yes,
me.
yes.
You
is the correct
guys,
grammatical.
despite the first shooting, you guys were excellent.
Okay,
Exactly.
Thank you for that.
No, it had
Yeah.
everything to do with Rory. Rory, enjoy Houston. We're
Yeah.
very happy for you that you found a home there, and we will see you. And thank you both for
Thank
joining
you.
us. Thank you,
guys.
Rory, for joining.
Thanks.
And does anybody have anything nice to say to me?
Thank you so much.
No,
Jared.
you can't say.
We do appreciate
you
our.
can't say that now
We
after
do
I just
appreciate
said
our
that.
partnership. We do.
No, it's been amazing.
Absolutely.
And the way it's grown
Yes.
with the support of CIM, it's just been amazing. We were. Do
Do you want me to say something nice?
I do not. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you on the next episode of Mining Now.